to the front of your mats. Take a nice deep breath. Put your toes together, your heels slightly apart. Tuck your pelvis, shoulders back and down, and just take a few breaths here. Just ground yourself here in the moment. We're gonna do 45 minutes of yoga. It's gonna be great. Try to put all your other thoughts and everything aside. Push pause on all the other plates you're spinning just for 45 minutes to give yourself some love. And bring your hands into namaste. And on your next inhale, bring your arms up to the sky. And exhale, slowly forward fold, leaving your knees bent and soft. We're just getting started. Interlock your elbows and just let your body hang down. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Knees are nice and soft. Your feet are pressing into your mat. Your head is relaxed. And you're just breathing here. The beautiful thing about yoga is really enjoying that passive stretch and just letting gravity pull you down. You don't have to activate any muscles to get the benefits of those long-term stretches. So we just want gravity to be working here. Great. And slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And come to a cat-cow position on all fours on your mat. Tops of your feet are pressing into your mat. Your hands are pressing into the mat. You give me a nice arch in your back on the inhale. And exhale. Cow. Round that spine, pulling in your belly. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Going at your own pace. When you come into your cow, if you want, you can pull back into a child's pose, stretching out the sides of your arms. And then on the inhale, back up and into your cat. You come back into all fours on top. I want you to come into a bird dog, extending out your right leg, your right leg to the back and your left arm forward. And bring your elbow to knee and exhale out. Elbow to knee. Just building some heat and trying to warm up our bodies here. And arms and legs go down, switch sides. Right leg goes out to the front, left leg out to the back. And did I say right leg? I meant your right arm. And elbow to knee. When you do your elbow to knee, really contract those abdominal muscles. It's a great way to get deep into your abs. And relax. And come back into child's pose. And push back into down dog. Okay, walk your feet out a little bit. Start to get comfortable in this down dog position. Press your hands into the mat. Really focusing on that webbing in between your thumb and forefinger so that your hands are not rolling out to the side. Pressing all four corners of your feet into the mat. And from here, roll over onto your left side. Just for one breath, inhale. Arm comes over your head and back down and roll over onto your right side. Lifting up your hip, one deep breath, and back down. And back into down dog. Rolling your shoulders out away from your neck. Head is nice and relaxed. Pulling your hips back to the back wall. And walk your feet forward between your hands. Lengthen out. And forward fold. And again, roll up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. And into namaste. And we're going to start to flow into some sun salutations. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Step your right foot back into a lunge position, a low lunge with your right knee on the floor. Hands come up. Touch in the middle. Exhale down. And step back into plank position. From here, we're not going to do a full chaturanga at this time. We're just going to do a gentle knees, chest, and chin. Feeling a nice arch in the lower back, and then slither forward into a baby cobra. Elbows in, shoulders back and down, and push back into down dog. Your right foot comes between your hands. Lunging on the other side, low lunge, arms all the way up. Exhale all the way down. And your left leg comes to meet your right, forward fold. Inhale all the way up with a flat back if you can. If not, it's totally fine to roll up again. Arms down and around into namaste. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, arch your back. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot comes back into that low lunge. Arms all the way up. Try to scrape the walls on the way up and the way down. Right leg comes back into plank position. Make sure your hands are right underneath your shoulders. Knees, chest, chin, and slither into a baby cobra. And push back into down dog. Left leg between the hands. Lunge on the other side. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. And right leg meets the left. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up with a flat back if you can. And arms down. Beautiful, guys. Again, inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. This time, step back into a plank position. Both feet. Lower slowly down into chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, up dog. Tops of your feet on the mat, but your thighs are off the mat. Arching back and push back into down dog. From here, take your right arm, your right hand, and push it through and grab your left ankle on the outside. Look towards your left armpit and give yourself a nice stretch here. Pushing out through the left hand, grabbing that left ankle with your right, and just a nice twist. You're pulling your left ankle toward you while you're pushing away with your left hand. Good, and release. Right hand comes to the mat, your left hand comes to your right ankle. Give yourself a nice twist. On the inhale, push out through that right hand, and on the exhale, pull that ankle, stretching out the left side of your torso. Great, and let go of that. Back into plank position and down into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Again, roll over to your left side. One deep breath here, and roll over to your right side. Beautiful, guys. I love a side plank. I would do these all day if you guys would let me. And push back into down dog. And jump or step in between your hands. Extend flat back and forward fold. Inhale to flat back all the way up. And arms back into namaste. Okay. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back into plank and down into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift up that right leg, keeping the hips nice and square. Feeling that stretch all the way back, all the way down the back of your left leg. And bring the leg in between your hands. Find that lunge, a higher lunge this time with the leg off the ground, the left leg off the ground, and come into a twist. Pushing your left hand nice and strong into the mat, pushing back through the back heel. And bring your cartwheel your arm down, flatten your left leg onto the mat, and cartwheel up into warrior two. Shoulders back and down. Make sure your feet are in alignment so that your right heel is in alignment with the center of your back foot and you have a perpendicular angle there. Turn the hand over and come into peaceful warrior. Pushing all four corners of both feet into the mat. And windmill all the way down. Back into plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, in. And inhale the left leg up, hips nice and square. And bring the hand between the feet. Find that lunge and take that twist. Keep those hips nice and square. Try not to let your left hip roll up and open up on that side. You want to keep your hips nice and square to the mat. And left leg comes down. Left arm comes down, excuse me. Your right foot gets flat on the mat, coming into warrior two. Really pulling those feet together on the mat, thinking about pulling them together. That will engage all of your quads and your hamstrings into this pose. And breathe deep into it. See if you can get an inch lower. And if you can get your arms out just a little bit wider. As you inhale and exhale, really trying to feel, breathe into this pose, breathe into those legs. And turn the hand over and come into warrior, peaceful warrior. And come all the way down. Back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. If the chaturanga has become too much, you can always skip it and go right into down dog. That's totally fine. And roll over to the left side. From here, I want you to make a little star with your body. Just for one breath, lift up that right leg. Inhale, and your right arm. And bring it down, and roll over to the left side. Side plank on the left. Squeeze your butt. Lift up your hips. Inhale into star. And exhale back down into plank. And lower into chaturanga. Nice and slow. Inhale up dog. And back into down dog. Okay, just take a couple of breaths here. Okay, inhale the right foot up. And open up the hip to the side wall. Flex your foot. And point your foot. And then square your hips off. Bring your right foot in between your hands. Again, take that twist. Oh, excuse me, I went the wrong way. Left hand down, right hand up. Beautiful. And right hand comes down. Cartwheel up into warrior two. And back into peaceful warrior. Beautiful, guys. From here, straighten the right leg, come into reverse triangle. Really try to extend out to the left side of that rib cage. Try not to collapse in there or crunch your ribs down. Extending out through all the ribs on both sides. And from here, straighten up. Adjust your feet as necessary. And try to start to extend over the right foot. Torso nice and long, out of your rib cage. When you can't go any further, drop your right hand and come into triangle pose. Trikonasana. Really try to open that chest to the side wall, lifting up through the kneecaps, pressing the four corners of the feet into the ground, Feeling that energy extend from the top of your head to the front wall and out your fingertips. Squeeze your butt. Lift those thighs. And bring your hands to the opposite sides of your feet. Bring your left foot in a little bit and straighten it just for balance. And try to just walk your hands out in front of you and let your body relax over your front knee into a pyramid pose. You need to bend your knee in this pose. To modify it, that's totally fine. Whatever you need to do, your hands can be on the sides of your calves or they can be out in front of you. This is an active pose. You're lifting up through the quads, raising the kneecaps, pressing down into the ground, but you're also letting gravity just kind of pull you forward over your right leg to get that really deep stretch in pyramid pose. Make sure you're breathing deep into the pose. Don't hold your breath. And from here, take your right hand. If you can put it to the outside, your left hand, if you can put it to the outside of your right foot, that's great. If not, you can keep it on this side. We're going to try to come up into twisting triangle. So your left hand is on the outside of your right foot. And you're twisting here. Pushing the outside of your back foot into the mat. Beautiful. And slowly come back down. We're going to reverse out of this, so come back into triangle pose. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to take that leap of faith into half moon. So I want you to bend your front leg and start to shift the weight onto your right foot. Bring your right hand out about 3/4 at a 45-degree angle from your foot. And try to see if you can lift up and balance into half moon pose. If you need to bend the knee, that's totally fine. Open up your chest, breathe deep into this pose. And lower down. Hands opposite sides of the foot. Your leg steps back into that lunge. And your right leg comes to meet your left. Down into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful, guys. And raise your left leg to the sky. Open up that hip. Point your foot. Arch your foot. And then square off the hips and bring that foot in between your hands. Find that lunge. Get your hips nice and square. Flatten your right foot onto your right hand onto the mat. Raise your left. And left hand comes down. Right foot flattens out and come up into warrior two. Pulling those feet together, engaging the legs, lots of energy coming out through the arms. And come back into peaceful warrior. Straighten out the front leg into reverse triangle. And come back into a neutral position, extending out over the left leg. It's nice and long. You can't reach any further. Drop the left hand to the left foot. Come up into triangle pose. Flatten the back of your whole body against that imaginary wall. Open up your chest. Relax your shoulders. Press your feet into the ground. And your right arm comes over your head, opposite sides of the foot. Shimmy the right foot in a little bit and come into pyramid pose. Walking the hands out in front of you if you can. And letting your body drape over your left leg as much as you can. Still pressing your back foot into the mat. Head is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Quads are being pulled up, engaged. Beautiful. And your right hand comes to the outside of your left foot and into twisting triangle. Press those feet into the mat. That's going to help you with your balance. Also, if you're having trouble balancing, try to find a spot, a focal point on the floor, 2 to 3 feet in front of you, and just focus on that. That will also help your balance. But if you're in this pose, you should try to gaze toward your left arm. And coming out of twisting triangle. From here, get into that lunge position and plant your fingertips. Tent your fingertips out to the left of your left foot and come into half moon position. Good, Anna. Great job, Kim. Gaze to the ceiling if you can. If that makes you lose your balance, then keep your gaze on the floor. Squeeze your right butt cheek, and on the inhale, all the way back down. Find that lunge again, and step back into plank position. Lower into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Beautiful, guys. Again, take your right hand and grab your left ankle and find that down dog twist. Pull that left ankle toward you. Push your left hand into the mat. And switch sides. Left hand to the right ankle. Beautiful, guys. And back into down dog. Take a couple breaths here, and if you need to, come into child's pose. Always okay. Take a couple breaths in child's pose. And push back into down dog. From down dog, I want you to roll over again onto your left side into plank. And open up into star again. And elbow to knee. On your own time, 5 times elbow to knee. Breathe into it. Great job. And then roll over to your left side. Side plank on the left. Open your legs into a star and bring your elbow to your knee on your own pace. It's a great abdominal workout. It's great for your butt. It's a full body exercise. You're strengthening the entire left side of your body, your arms, your legs, your torso, your abs. Good, and push back into down dog. Okay, from here, step or jump forward between your hands and look up and forward fold. And slowly come all the way back up. Arms around and back into namaste. Good. We'll do one more standing series. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Lengthen. Exhale, step back into chaturanga and lower again. Inhale up. Exhale back. Right leg comes up. And right leg comes between your hands. Flatten your back foot and come up into warrior one. This is your front foot is facing forward, your back foot is flat on the mat. Pushing your back foot nice and deep into the mat. Very good. Trying to get your hips forward as much as you can. Forward facing and open up into warrior two. Coming back into Peaceful warrior. And extending over your front knee into warrior three, extended right angle. You can put your knee onto your, you put your elbow on your knee, reaching out over, extending all that long line of energy from your fingertips all the way down the back of your leg to your left foot. Good, and from here, if you can, I want you to try to take use your body weight and hook your right hand underneath your left leg. If this is all you can do, that's great. You can put, I just want you to start feeling that stretch in your hips and that twist at the same time. If you can, take your left hand and reach it behind your back. And if you can, then clasp your right hand with your left and try to open up that left shoulder and release and come back into plank position, lowering down. That's a pretty tough pose. Takes a lot of strength and flexibility, but you can just start to work towards it. Okay, left foot comes up. Left foot between the hands and coming up into warrior one. Left foot flat on the floor into that front lunge, keeping your hips square, pressing the back of your right foot into the mat and opening up into warrior two. Shoulders down. Turn your left hand over, come back into peaceful warrior. And extending over front knee into extended right angle. Great, guys. And then from here, your hand goes onto the floor. You can put it on the other side of your foot. That's great. This hand wraps around, and you want to bind. You basically want to bind your legs, your arms. So you're taking your right hand and you're grabbing your left wrist, and then trying to pull your right shoulder open to the sky. Squeeze your butt. I know this burns. And then release that. Come back into plank position. Down into chaturanga. And when you get down into chaturanga, relax all the way down to the ground. Beautiful, guys. I know that's challenging. Okay. Extend your arms out in front of you. Your legs are obviously nice behind you where they should be, and come up into lying boat. Relax your head and neck. Squeeze your butt and raise your feet as high as you can off the ground. One more inhale, one more inch higher, and relax. Take a pillow with your hands and just lay your head to the right. Take a breath here. Again, arms out in front of you. Come into lying boat. Relax your head and neck. Raise your feet. Lift your arms. One more inhale. One more inch higher. And relax. Make a pillow with your hands and put your head to the left. And come back to neutral again. This time, wrap your arms around. Grab your feet, grab your ankles rather, from the outside. As soon as you get in this pose, you'll probably start to feel that hamstring stretch. On the inhale, lift up. Don't force this pose. Pretty much naturally will do its job. But I do want you to breathe deep into it. And I do want you to be pressing your heels into your hands. Try to really push your feet against that back wall, against the resistance of your hands, opening up your chest. And release. Take a few breaths. And again, back into a neutral position. Lifting up, reach around, grab those feet. I like to do the pose twice. Because the first one, your body's just kind of finding it and experiencing it. And then the second one usually can feel a little bit different and a little bit better, and you can go a little bit deeper. So try to do that. A little bit deeper into the pose this time. A little bit higher. Feel that stretch under your arms. Across your chest. If you want to, you can rock back and forth a little bit. And release. Very good. From here, push back into child's pose. Let's reverse that stretch on our back. And just give your back a nice rounding. You just gave it a really good arch. So now you want to bend it the other way to keep the balance there. And come up to all fours. Let's do a few more cat-cows just to give our lower backs a little bit more love. Nice deep rounding. Nice arch. Now that your bodies are warm, like this pose should feel quite different than it did in the beginning. Good. And again, bird dog. Right hand forward, left leg to the back. On the inhale, I want you to come out into an extended bird dog. Your arm comes out and your leg comes out. And bring it back to center. And down. And switch. Bird dog on the left. Leg comes out, arm comes out, and back to neutral. Just do about 10 of these on both sides on your own time. Really try to get that leg, when it goes out, it wants to come down. Really engage those glutes to keep it up. And when you come back to neutral, try to raise it 1 inch higher. So when you come back, give it that 1 more higher. This is really good for your butt, and your legs, and your back, and your abs. Great. 1 more on each side. Very good. And come back into down dog. From here, slowly jump between your hands and come into a seated position. Back on your butt. Now that we've worked our backs a little bit, we're going to work our abs. So roll down slowly onto your mat. We're just do some bicycles, but from a hollow hold position. So I want to make sure that in between each bicycle, you really find that hollow hold. Your back is stuck to the floor. Lower your feet down until you feel like your lower back just wants to peel off the ground. And don't lower it anymore. Hands are in a basket behind your head. Left leg comes in, left leg to right, elbow, back out. And left leg in, and then back out. So in between each bicycle, you have a second where you're holding your legs out in front of you. You can do these on your own time, or you can do these for about 45 seconds. Make sure that lower back is glued to the mat. Keep your chin up. You don't want to be crunching your chin into your chest. Your chest should remain quite open. You're basically just rolling on from one shoulder blade to the next. Your lower back is stuck to the ground. And energize your feet too. Don't let your feet relax. Keep that energy out for your feet. This is basically working your upper, your lower, and your oblique abs all in one move, which is great. And you only have 45 minutes to work your whole body. And 45 minutes is a good amount of time, actually. All right. 5 more. Beautiful, guys, and relax. Hug your knees in and make some little circles with your knees, massaging your lower back. Give your lower back some love. And reverse the direction. Now that we've done those abs, let's give ourselves a little glute bridge. So just come into a nice bridge. Hands are on the floor. Feet are hip distance apart, and just lower your butt off the ground. You can clasp your hands underneath and shimmy your shoulder blades together for a higher bridge. And press your butt up to the sky, tucking your pelvis, raising your chest to the sky, your whole upper body. You want to try to get it all to the sky, from the tops of your knees to your upper chest. Breathe into that. Very good. And slowly lower, unshimmy your shoulders and lower down one vertebrae at a time, and hug your knees in. Make those little circles again. To the right and to the left. Now, kick your feet straight up to the sky and just let them fall open. Let gravity open your legs here. And if you want, you can grab your toes. If you can interlock your index and middle finger into your toes. And if you want to pull, if you want to assist gravity and pull your legs down a little bit, that's great. You can also just let them fall open. To build the flexibility that we all want to build, you really have to put the time in. Putting the time in, like getting these deep gravity stretches and letting them hold for a little bit longer every day. That's where you're going to really find the results that you want in terms of your flexibility. A little stretch here and there is good, and it's going to help you after a workout, and it's going to help you prevent injury and keep your body feeling good. But if you really want to build that deep flexibility and really open up your hips and your abductors, you have to spend the time in it, and you have to do it when your body's warm. So like right now, our bodies are really warm. So right now, to let gravity just open up our bodies like this at this time is a really useful way to spend this moment, because we're getting a really high ROI for it, if you know what I mean. And help your legs back up and come into another bridge. Feet are hip distance apart. Butt comes up off the ground. Shimmy those shoulder blades together. And if you want, you can come into a full wheel here. Hands behind and into a full wheel. Squeeze your butt. Push out through your hands. Open your chest. There's nothing like a deep back bend to wake up your entire body. And one vertebrae at a time, tuck your head and come down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down. And again, hug your knees in. And rock your body forward a few times until you can rock all the way back up to sitting. From here, I want to do another hip opener since our bodies hopefully are pretty warm. Take this opportunity. So come into a lunge position on your right side. Your right foot is forward, your left foot is back. Just let your hip kind of open here. And put your hands on the ground. If you can put your elbows on the ground, that's great. If you can't, no worries. Just want you to sit here for several breaths and let gravity open up this hip for you. If you can't get your elbows on the ground, but you want to, it sometimes makes it a little bit easier to put them more out to the side. Either way, I just want you to find yourself into this gravity hip opener. You can let your knees fall open to the side. You can press your foot into the ground. I really don't care. I just want you to let your body sit in this position and feel this opener in your hip flexors on both sides. Just let gravity do its job. Head is nice and relaxed. Top of your left foot is on the mat. Your job right now is just to breathe. Deep breaths into your legs, into your hips. Beautiful. And slowly come up And we're gonna switch sides. Not the sexiest transition, but I just really want you guys to get this hip opener right now. So again, shimmy your left foot out as much as you need to. Elbows or palms on the ground. And let gravity open your hips. I recently had a really bad back injury and I went to the chiropractor a few times to help me recover. And he told me, he's like, yeah, this is the most, he's like, I truly couldn't move for like 2 days. I had my lower back like spasmed and I literally could not move. And he brought me in and he checked me out and he said, yeah, your hips are tight. I was like, my hips are tight? I'm pretty limber. But he's like, yeah, your hips are tight. And it's true because I had pulled a muscle in my hip flexor months ago, and I've been trying to just sort of slowly recover from that. But he told me that the reason why my back went out was because my hip flexors were tight, and that it's the most common injury that he sees. He's like, you're gonna be fine. He's like, I see this every single day. It's the most common thing. But it really taught me a lesson to really make sure that I focus on my hip flexors and keep my hips nice and loose and flexible as much as I can. It's all connected. All right, and release that pose. And let's see, come down into chaturanga. I just want to smoothly wipe the slate clean. And down dog. And again, jump into seated and back on the floor. Very good. From here, just we're going to do a little happy baby pose. Grab your feet. And again, it's a nice hip opener for the end of class. Pull your feet down. Just let your knees fall to the ground as much as they want to. Your back is flat on the ground. Your shoulders are relaxed. And again, breathing. Breathing into your lower back, breathing into your hips. And slowly release. And we're going to take one spinal twist here. Hook your toes behind your knee. Twist over the left side. If you're lucky, you'll get a back crack. I hope I do. Gaze over your right shoulder. Gently using your left hand to pull your right knee to the ground. And rolling back onto your backs. Switch sides. Hook your left foot into the back of your knee and twist to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Beautiful. And rolling on to the back. Coming into Shavasana pose, extend your legs out in front of you. Your arms flop onto the floor. Everything is relaxed. It's okay to have some space in between your lower back and the mat at this point. You're just relaxed. Let your chin come up, extend the back of your neck. Let your tongue come off the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Feel gravity pulling your pelvis into the mat. Some attention on your thighs, your knees, your shins, your ankles. Really focus your attention on each part of your body, moving all the way down. You might just start to feel a little tingle. So your hands are just rolled into a natural curled position.